Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the news. How you doing?
To the news. Good.
Yeah?
Good morning.
Friday morning. Who isn't happy about a Friday morning? Yeah, pretty much. Friday morning means nothing to us other than we get to get up and do the news. And this Friday is going to be a particularly busy day. For those of you that are in industry, you'll know that Knowledge Fest Live starts today. The good news about that is, well, it'll finally be here, and it's all internet-based. So for all of us that have been doing Zoom calls and fun stuff like that, it's basically a 3-day Zoom call. Our Zoom calls are going to, of course, happen today. So we have 2 big shows back-to-back later tonight.
And it's literally back-to-back.
Oh, back-to-back. There's 10 minutes between the 2. So we're going to do our show, which is called the Digital Business Card, where we talk about doing stuff like this. And then we're going to transition that immediately into where Fernando gets to shine doing the auto control training in Spanish and Espanol. And that's the extent of my Spanish.
That was good, actually.
But that's not what we're here to talk about today, although it is in the news because Knowledge Fest is finally happening. What's the weather like today, my friend?
Right now, we are on 70. No,
Really?
I'm sorry.
57?
57.
Close enough. I mean, normally it would be
But the high is going to be
75.
70.
Okay.
The high is going to be 70, and then we're going to drop again 50.
When? Tonight?
Today. Yeah. It's crazy, right?
It sucks.
It's like, it start 50, and then 70, and then go drop 50.
I mean, in other states, that's pretty common. For us, it's not, though. I mean, we typically, we usually have a 5 to 10 degree swing.
But
That's
my
about
body
it.
doesn't like that.
No, it doesn't.
So it feels, and it's like...
Well, what sucks is, like, last night was the only good night we've had in a while, and I didn't get a chance to run, which totally sucked because we're too busy doing all this other extracurricular crap. But there is news, there's stories, and the weather is just one little factor in it because we're not going to complain because we're in Florida, and, well, hey, you guys know what it's like in Florida.
That's right.
It's always sunny. Okay, so
what's the first news that you have?
So I'm just gonna say this: like, this news is not gonna be the chipper news.
I think all these news is kind of sad.
Yeah, there's like maybe 2 stories that are like just reporting on things, but for the most part, this is gonna be a pretty sad week. So I'll just let it out of the bag. But let's go to the laptop, and what we got is Fox Acoustics. For those of you that don't know about Fox Boxes, they are the Rhino-lined, high SPL, production-made, go-to speaker box manufacturer for trucks. So, when it comes to, like, this is the Dodge Ram box, they take up every single inch of space to get you the most amount of airspace, the most amount of bass. It is our go-to driver when...
You want to get louder.
When you're looking for,
It's like, oh, I want that loud subwoofer. Yes, Fox Box is...
This is currently Foxbox. This is currently Foxbox. This is the building that Foxbox used to be in. Now keep in mind, this is their older building. This is not their current. They have built a new building.
So they were in the process of...
They were in the process of moving from one building to the other. Now the problem is, and this is where the story starts to suck, because they had just reduced the amount of insurance coverage on this building from the huge $1 million policy down to a small $100,000 policy, which was just made to cover the building itself because they were moving all of their equipment out into their new facility that they just got done building or buying or whatever it was. So this was not an insurance grab by any stretch of the imagination because it was underinsured at this point. But all their CNC machines were inside of this building still, along with pretty much all their product. So basically what we have is Fox Acoustics is now like... They're not dead.
No, they're not. It's just like...
They're like, we still have some products, obviously, because like we said, they have their new facility where they've been moving stuff to. However, they are going to have to, unfortunately, slow down production until the new CNC machines get up and running in the new facility. So,
I think they're going to take a little bit more time trying to get back to the normal.
Talking with them, Paul gave them a call this week, and they were talking about being back up in business by January. So, I mean, I mean, 30 days, that's not bad.
No,
so, I mean,
that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money they got on the table. But their website is not down. They are not closed. They are, I mean, I think it says temporarily closed, like if you go to the Facebook page. But if you had a product on order from them and it hasn't showed up yet, it may be a little late.
Right. Or if you call in and right now and they super busy, they haven't answered you yet, just be patient. Just be patient. Sucks, man, but...
Does suck, but they are going to reopen, and like the comment says, they'll be better than ever. And that is the awesome truth there, because trust me, the things that they're doing with boxes and the desire that they have and the drive, it's pretty immeasurable. Last time I talked to them, they were talking about some really space-age stuff that they're doing with boxes, and I was just totally impressed. It's to the point to where maybe once the new facility gets up and this COVID stuff goes away, I had planned on making a road trip out there, because why not? I mean, you know, we'll take a day off and drive up there. You know, it's only like a 10-hour drive.
A day off? Really? 10-hour drive?
Fiction is fun. But that takes us to our next story. FrostBite audio enclosures. If you'll notice right here, it says...
The bottom?
Things you never like to see when you're walking through the shopping malls. Clearance sale. This is a sad story and something that we've been following closely only because we have become very good friends with Bruce, the owner, over these last couple years. As you know, we've supported them. We've bought their boxes. They're good guys. We're an actual dealer for them along with Fox Acoustics and MTI and all those others. And I really like the quality of enclosures that he was putting out. It was unique. It allowed you to buy stack fab enclosures. So all the cool things that, you know, it was, I mean, buying pre-built stack fab enclosures was something that...
They were one of the really nice manufacturers that you know, I enjoy seeing their boxes. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Unique. Yeah, very unique boxes.
Unique. Unfortunately... what has happened is so with COVID and the state that they're in, lockdown was very severe, and there was a stay-at-home order in for a very long amount of time, and he has a big facility. It's a very large showroom because they don't just do enclosures, they also have a full retail side of things. A couple things happened there. Obviously, the customers weren't coming in because the state was on lockdown. He was hoping to get some financial aid from the state, like a lot of companies did. It didn't come through. He wasn't approved. The FrostBite side of things, as with everything now, you know, being reduced, that wasn't enough of an income to keep the lights on. So unfortunately, he's had to shut down both his retail side of things and the FrostBite website. And right now, he has no intentions of opening either
or reopening
one.
Actually.
It's a sad day for sure for this industry. That's two subwoofer manufacturers that have been like kicked in the balls at the end of 2020. I mean, yes, we'll get Fox Acoustics back at some point. We hope. There again,
right? That's the
story
goal,
that's coming up is. So you know we've lost another good company has fallen to the COVID, which really sucks. Like I said, this news today was not going to be the charming stories that we all had hoped for.
Yeah.
But to bring us back around to maybe talk about something that some of you guys are into, let's head back over to the laptop. Metra Power Sports. Metra has introduced a new website for the power sports. You know, you have metraonline.com where you find out everything about car audio and what's going into a car. They are actually working on their website right now. They're updating it and coming out with some new clicks and links and stuff like that, as most manufacturers do. But in addition to that, now we have a power sport page.
I like it.
I think it's spectacular.
It's like you have your catalogs. Yes. Like literally, you can go click your catalogs right there. You got your motorcycles, ATVs, lighting, audio accessories, and installation accessories. So it's like, oh, I don't know, where can I find this? Right there.
Yeah, and what makes that exciting is they have done this Metro is shipping PowerSport speaker pods. So if you're into the PowerSport world and you have a... Hold on. Where's it at? Sorry, guys. Trying my best.
It's funny. They look like a fog lights for a little bit like...
So your Can-Ams, your Razor, and I can't think of the third one. Hold on. I have the story here. Oh, and your General. Sorry, the General. Your Polaris General. So you have your Razor, your Can-Am, and your Polaris General. These are all new speaker pods that they've developed for those. That'll be available here shortly, if not currently available. And that was the reason why, now that they have more products along with their lighting and all that other fun stuff, it only makes sense to move it all onto its own website, which I'm sure will start to develop and grow bigger and be easier for people to find that information. Which really, at the end of the day, it's trying to find the information that makes things difficult. And
I like it because they always trying to improve, little by little, the things that they do. Yeah. So
and like I mean, they're a plastics company, and which there again, our last story is going to talk a little bit about that. We've been very fortunate, and I mean all of us, at the plastics and how affordable it's been up till this point. But that's all getting ready to change. But before we get to that story, we got one more story we want to talk about that is, hey, this seems to be a popular products category that is developing, as we all know, and that is the DSP amplifier market. We're all big fans, as we know. Everyone knows that we're like DSP junkies. They already Infinity, which is part of the Harman group. If this amplifier looks somewhat familiar, it is. It's basically that same form factor as the JBL DSP, which is an 8-channel, 25-watt DSP, which we have and will one day eventually go into my car. This is not that same animal.
I heard that one before.
I've heard that one before. This is not the same animal. This is a 4-channel DSP, so it is a 4 to 8.
Okay.
So it is a 4-channel input with a 4-channel amplifier, but 4 channels of output for going to secondary amplifiers.
Okay.
So the idea, I'm sorry, 4 to
8.
I'm sorry, it's a 4 to 6.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I call it. I got excited. 8, it's a 4 to 6. My bad. I read way too much stuff last night. 4-channel in, 2-channel preamp output. So this is a 4 to 6.
Okay.
So the idea behind this is you can buy this and do front rear or front active, whatever works for you, and a sub output. So, which is nice. So this is there are other manufacturers that do this. One of our favorites. We won't mention it just because it's not their story. But small, compact size, decent amount of power.
Totally.
It is a Harman, so you're going to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, so retail price on this is going to be $250.
Wow.
So this is a weird part. So the thing is, it's going to be available by the end of this month, supposedly. Now, power-wise, it's not a lot of power. I mean, it's decent, but it's not a lot, which is something that we've talked about. So let me answer this, and then we'll get to that. What I want to talk about. But they sell a bass knob. It's going to be $50 extra, which I don't understand. But I mean, for the most part, just for the bass knob. All-in-one AB class features in a small footprint, which also equates to why it's not a ton of power, but it is an AB class. So they're really going after that guy that is like, I don't want a class D, but I want something small. I want it to be AB. I want a DSP. So this is going to be a small, like 25 watt by 4 AB class DSP amplifier. 31 bands of parametric or graphic adjustments, high pass, low pass, band pass capacity, 0 to 48 dB slopes, time alignment, everything that makes it a DSP. It's a full DSP, so I mean, we're good there. Subwoofer volume control between -30 and +6 dB, sold separately. So, the reason why, okay, so as we all know, everyone loves power. Mm-hmm. So coming out with something like 25 watts by 4 of AB class, or probably they're calling it 50 watts by 4 of AB class power, let's be honest. In a world where everyone is like, I want 1200 watts by 4.
Yeah, for my mid-bass.
You know, how is an amplifier like this happening? But then you look at like a kicker key. So a kicker key is 70 by 4, 80 by 4, okay, and it's this big. So 70 by 4. You look at like your amplifier, which is the 404, the little guy, and the Sound Digital 404, which is this big, which is there again like it's 75 to 100 by 4. There's all these small amplifiers. Like Kenwood has several small amplifiers, both marine and standalone, that are between 50 to 75 watts. So it seems like that 50 to 75 watts of compact power is kind of becoming like the new norm. So you look at like a Forza 85 by 4, Arc Audio's the 50, which is 50 by 4, the PXE 805, the DSP from Alpine is 25 by 4. In a world where we're at right now, where everyone is almost like thinking too much power, are these things going to be... I feel they're the future. And the fact that these small DSP amplifiers, because obviously cars aren't getting any less power consumption.
And I feel because like they become more efficient speakers. So that definitely is gonna merge together.
Yeah, you get a speaker that's 95 dBs of efficiency, 1 watt, 1 meter.
Correct.
You don't need 150 watt amp.
No, not at all. Like
50 watts will do it.
50 watts, that's plenty power. Like and I get it. It's like, oh no, I don't want to put 50 watts in that. I want to put 250. So if the box says 250, I want to put 300. Yeah. No, 50 watts, perfectly fine. You'd be surprised how it sounds.
In other countries, this isn't a problem. It's really here in the United States where we're kind of stuck on that. I need my tweeter to be rated at 200 watts. When Kenwood released the previous version of the XR Exelon components, the high-res speakers, those beautiful ones with the gold thing in the center and that beautiful cone, and they had a 50-watt power handling. And everyone was like, oh, that sucks. And it's like, and your amplifier is only 85 by 6, and it's like, this is going to be terrible. And it's like, no, look at the efficiency rating. Look at the fact that we put small crossovers in there to optimize and get the amount of performance out of these things. So, these things will blast you out of the car with this amount of power. No, I can't do it.
No, it's like, I feel like somebody write on our minds, like power. The number, like numbers right here. You have to have the numbers. And like, no.
Yeah. I mean, so like you look at like the Forza product line, or the Prima product line, which includes Forza. Prima was which is the 50 watt by 4 version, or 50 watt by 8 version. They do have a 50 watt by 4 version too. It's a full environment. So if you buy the Prima amplifiers, you can buy the Prima speakers, and the efficiency is designed to match the output power of the amplifier. The Forza line, because it is double the power, also has a D series speaker, which is designed to handle more power and work in that environment. So Audison is handling it in the sense that they're making a world where all this kind of happens, and if you buy all the pieces in that world, then very Bose-ish style, everything will perform properly. Now what we have to do is, because these amplifiers are small, compact with DSPs and whatnot, now we have to pay a little bit more attention. We have to buy something of size and like characteristics. So if I'm going to buy a 70 watt by 4 amplifier, I need to be more cognitive of something more than just power handling. Which is kind of like trying to train people to do that. Some of these manufacturers are really going to have to step it up and explain that concept to people, because up until now, it's just been power.
Yeah, and that's it. I think they're going to take so much time trying to, like, teach the consumer to, like, that's okay.
Correct.
Like, 50 watts, 75 watts is perfectly fine for the speakers that you're going to buy.
So I feel that's going to have to be the new education thing. Like we finally figured out, they finally figured out how to teach people how to set gains. Okay, and the manufacturers, well, I mean, kind of, yes. And like most, a lot of the new amplifiers that are coming out have some form of distortion detector built into it. Of course, educating people on how to use oscilloscopes have become $80. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you can have an oscilloscope for $80. Obviously, the DD1 is $150.
It's more accessible for people.
Yeah.
Now.
So the cost of getting into this and setting your amplifier gain up properly has become like you almost want to smack a guy in the head and be like, dude, how did you screw that up?
And just watch those guys on YouTube.
Yeah.
No, but don't get me wrong. I love power.
Like,
I'm saying it's okay for those little amplifiers.
I mean, a prime example of that, which you guys haven't seen yet.
Prime.
There again. So the product you have in your car right now that you're testing is 100% what this is, which just so happens to be a Harman product at that, and it's putting out an amazing amount of sound with 100 watts and a small size because of all the things that were put into that. So I feel like the small DSP amplifier is definitely going to be the future.
And I'm in one of those groups that as soon as I see something, I'm like, man, I don't feel it.
You're a doubter. You're a doubting Debbie all the way.
I'm like, no, I don't even want to put it. No. And then it's like, shut up. Wow. All right. Crazy.
Here's it is, guys. This is it. This is the depression right here. 12-volt parts pricing is blowing up. All right. So for those of you guys, most of you guys they're avid 12-volt guys. You knew previously 2 years ago when tariffs kicked in, most manufacturers got on board and they're like, you know what? We're not going to raise prices right away. We're going to see what happens with these tariffs. The tariffs never went away, so manufacturers started to slowly raise their price as new products were coming in, and someone was having to pay these tariffs, and the cost of doing goods was going up. Regardless of what the political aspect of it is, we're not going to discuss that. We're just going to discuss the generalization of the fact that the cost of bringing them into the United States was costing more, therefore we as the consumers, we're going to have to slowly but surely start paying more. Then top that with COVID. And what that has done is some real tragedy has really started to happen. 2021 is going to be a very expensive year for buying car audio. And I'm just going to tell you now,
start saving money.
There's a bunch of reasons why. So if you were interested in buying car audio and you were hoping that, I'm going to buy this new product, it's going to start to cost a lot more.
So don't be surprised that it's like, oh, wow, that's more money than...
And it has nothing to do with tariffs. Tariffs are just being stacked on top of it. So, there again, no political policies in place, but if the tariffs go away, that would help to offset what this is causing. All right, so here's the deal. For those of you, the price of ABS, the plastic that goes to manufacture these, has doubled in recent months. And we know this because those ABS panels we use for making amplifier racks underneath the seats is getting quite so expensive. So if it cost me $45 to buy a piece of ABS, now it is costing me $90. So not only will you see it on the price of goods, you're going to see your installation costs go up because to make those panels is going to cost us double. Not a little bit more, double. So that means if you're charging someone $100 to put it in, I now have to charge you $200 because it's costing us that much more to do it. So moving on, so Boss says suppliers are raising their price between 5 and 10% due to overwhelming demand for parts. The biggest shortage is in screen panels. So those cool 7-inch, 10-inch screens that you use, there's a huge shortage of those, which we knew going into 2020 because one of the big companies that was making panels decided to just close up shop and go away. So a lot of manufacturers had to scramble. So like that's why you saw like the smaller size screens, like the 5.6 inch screens that and the little 5-inch screens that were on your discounted products just disappear, and everything just kind of transitioned into the 7-inch screen because that was what that manufacturer was making. So 7-inch screens and the 6.1-inch screen kind of became the new standard for the inexpensive products because the screens were in a shortage. Circuits and diodes, capacitors, power supplies, everything went up. And that was coming from Massive Audio. Okay, so here's the other thing. Shipping from point A to point B. So those big containers, which reported on last week, that a bunch of them fell off the trucks and a lot of manufacturers lost a lot of products on that. It used to cost anywhere between $1,800 to $2,200 to bring a shipping container over into the U.S. from whatever port, okay, wherever you were having it brought in from. They're upwards of $4,000 now, so shipping costs have doubled. In some cases, tripled. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's...
Now... Okay, so that's to get it from point A to point B over the water. To get it from the manufacturing facility to the port, it used to cost about $650. Now it is somewhere between $1,800 to $2,000 because there's a limited amount of drivers now because COVID has caused a lot of drivers to stay home because of regulations and sickness and isolation and all that other crap. So once it gets to the U.S., there again, to get it from the dock to wherever it needs to go, your facility, it's the same thing. So it's gone from $650 to $2,000. So you're talking about quadruple the price to get it from point A to point B on land. So the problem that you run into is price fluctuation has become so bad in parts, components, shipping, and all that,
crazy.
That the manufacturers are no longer giving you, like, we're going to start this project in 3 months. If you're starting the project today, this is your price. Tomorrow it will be different because the price of these things you're looking at on the screens are changing so drastically that they have no idea what to do. Now, we've talked about the AKM processor fire. Those are the guys that make the DACs, the audio to digital, the digital to analog. So the ADs and the DAs, burning up, the 3-day fire there. Talking with our vendors, you know, the product that used to cost you $43 or $20 is now hundreds of dollars.
Yes.
Hundreds of dollars, okay? And these manufacturers are paying it and taking it in the pants. One of the reasons for that, like I was talking with a friend of mine, and he was like, you know, we used to use this product, it cost us $15. I can't find that right now anywhere in the secondary market for under $250 a piece. Okay, so we're talking $15 to $250. The problem is that some of these manufacturers that need these products have big car audio manufacturer deals in place. So if you're supplying to Ford, Chrysler, GM, one of the big companies like that, a product, and you need one of these pieces, they fine you every day that you don't ship the product. So the fine is way steeper than what it costs, you know, the overage of having to multiply the price of your product by 1,500%. Okay, so that means that what we're going to see is 2021, though may be better, the cost of buying some of your favorite car audio brands, it's going to go up. And if you've had problems this year getting products, I feel next year might be even worse. I don't think we're going to see as many new products as we hope, but who knows?
Let's hope.
Let's hope. And there we go. Mr. Robert Van Hoyt, who is a trucker. Trucking has been busy, crazy, no time off for me. Exactly. I don't doubt that for a minute. So that's the news, guys. That's everything we got for you. It wasn't the cheeriest news stories for sure.
No.
But hey, every now and then you have to have a crappy week. But hey, that's what's happening.
I think we have a crappy year.
Well, we definitely had a crappy year, and none of us really thought that it was going to get much better towards the end, and it definitely hasn't. This has been a sad week for news. However, something to cheer us all up is the 12 Days of Christmas. If you guys have not participated in the 12 Days of Christmas, what the hell are you waiting for? Today is kicker day, so we're going to go on to one of our socials and we're going to give away some cool kicker stuff. If you don't know anything about it, the easiest thing to do is head over to, go to this, and I will put up the slide, and we will go, I don't know. Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, you're doing your Christmas. We'll go here. So head over to dnftooldrawer.com and head down to the bottom of the page, and you can find the link to the Advent calendar. And of course, for those of you that don't know, the email address to submit your answer to your question is dnfchristmas@yahoo.com. You know, hey guys, to partake in the funness that is the 12 days of Christmas, this week we've given away 4 great days of gifts. Can't call them prizes. Gifts, because that's what they are to you guys. So, it's a lot of fun and excitement. That's all I got to say. With that, that's the news, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and giving us your Friday morning. We look forward to talking to you later in the day. And, of course, tomorrow is Saturday. And normally we'd say stay tuned for a cool Saturday show, but this Saturday there will be no show because I have the day off to take a happy event in my life. Haley's graduated from college, so I've been forbidden to do anything car-related. That means no Saturday show for you guys, no 12 Days of Christmas. But hey, man, we got to do a little bit of family, and that's awesome.
That's right.
So you guys have a great day, and keep your chin up, keep your, looking towards the sky. Brighter futures, Christmas is around the corner, and hopefully that means something to somebody, and we'll just, hey, good times.
Stay safe, guys.
See ya.
Bye.